Last few weeks has not been good for Evergrande. The Chinese property developer, which is the second largest property developer of the country, is going through a very tough times in terms of their long-term financial survival. Even after the CCP has intervened and pitched in some amount to help the banking economy, the company's situation is still unsettled. Investors are equally worried as well as the insiders. The latest developments are also not soothing for them. As per the news, Evergrande is in talks to sell majority of its stake. That's a really big news. Now in today's video, we are gonna find out the details about this development and the consequences of this decision. But before moving ahead, please press the subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications so that you don't miss out any of the financial updates in the market. Evergrande Real Estate Group stake sale news hit just after the company requested a trading halt, which is required before a major transaction. Evergrande has confirmed that it is selling half of its stake from its property management unit. And guess who is buying those shares? The deal is happening with Hobson Development, and the stake is worth more than $5 billion. Even Hobson has requested trading halts ahead of this big deal. For Evergrande, this is going to be the largest restructuring that it has ever gone through. The company is all set to go. In fact, this deal can be easily one of the largest deals for the Chinese economy itself till date. Hobson is getting ready to acquire 51% of the stake of Evergrande's property management unit, making it the major stakeholder of the unit. The exact amount of the deal is somewhere around 40 million HKD, which amounts up to $5.14 billion. This deal is expected to help the crackdown on Evergrande's property unit, which was unable to refinance its $305 billion of liabilities. CCP had to step in for a temporary help towards the banking sector, but the company is still in dark with its liability situation. As a preface for this major deal, on October 4th, the share trading of Hobson, along with Evergrande and its property management unit, was also temporarily halted on the Hong Kong stock market. So as an immediate response, the real estate and banking stocks saw a ramp down. In general, the market was bearish because of so much uncertainty and confusions. All of Evergrande's different types of shares has been falling from last few weeks. Overall, Evergrande shares have seen a plunge of 80% this year compared to the last year. The issue, in fact, has affected the global stock market as well. After the trade halt, even the car unit of Evergrande fell around 6% at the opening. Evergrande Group has been selling a lot of shares these days to raise some funds to solve its financial crisis and to avoid the defaulting. They have been in talks for selling stakes of Evergrande New Energy Vehicle Group Limited for this. They were also searching for purchasers for its office building in Hong Kong. Definitely things do not look so good for Evergrande. The deal with Hobson is speculated to save the sinking boat as soon as possible. The deal is a possible asset divestment in the cash-strapped Evergrande. Earlier, Evergrande Group Chairman Zhu Jian had told that the crisis of the company will not affect the smooth delivery of projects. However, general investor sentiments say that they are really worried. So where does Hobson fit in this picture? Hobson Development Holdings Limited is the Chinese real estate firm who is a direct competitor to Evergrande. The company is headed by the billionaire Chu family. Chu Mengyi, the main stakeholder of the company, is considered as an invisible business magnate. He and his son, Chu Yet Hong, together owns 71% of the company holdings. Chu's daughter, Chu Kut-yung, is the chairman of Hobson Development. The Chu family is worth about $6.2 billion. Hobson Development is based on the southern Chinese province, which is the base for Evergrande as well. The company's shares have gained 40% this year. It has a market value of $7.7 billion, which is far higher compared to the Evergrande, who has a market value of $5 billion. As you might all know, that China is world's second largest economy. Collapse of a company like Evergrande, which is the second largest real estate company in China, will cause the collapse of the entire banking system of China. It is going to affect a lot of banking and non-banking financial institutions as well. The company has a total liability of $310 billion, which they are about to default. These liabilities are towards more than 128 banks and 121 non-banking institutions. As per news, Evergrande has taken payments for around 1.5 million properties from general public, for which the construction is yet to be done. The bankruptcy of such a giant in the real estate field will cause the whole China to fall flat in a gust. Evergrande is still under the 30 days grace period before which it has to make the payments or else it would be considered a default. There is a wide speculation of central government pitching in to help the company since it has a giant influence on the economy of China. Recently, $25 billion was injected by the government into the banking system to help them sustain without the payments from developers. However, no direct help is offered yet. It is highly likely that the CCP will let go of the company and clean up the mess in the real estate caused by the company. It is known that the company has requested for help from the government last year but received no support at all. Evergrande has millions of dollars of payments coming up and all those are in a stage of defaulting. Evergrande's liabilities is around $305 billion now and the amount will only become bigger and bigger by the end of this year. Its current situation is far away from what the company was few years back. It was one of the China's top selling property developer. It was part of the Fortune 500 companies. In fact, we can say that Evergrande and China grew all together. As China embraced capitalism, the Evergrande Real Estate Company, which was started in 1966, worked along. This enterprise had a major role in urbanizing most of the village areas of China during its emerging period. Evergrande helped the middle class to own apartments and the government was with them. Evergrande and its rivals expanded, with real estate sector contributing around one-third of China's economic growth. Evergrande worked in many cities and created more than 3.3 million jobs every single year. However, the working protocol in Evergrande has turned into a strategy of borrowing. Debt amounts from individual investors is used for business expansion, and when this happens in a very large scale, it is damaging the Chinese economy. That's why the government has stepped in with strict rules and regulations now. In the last few decades, China has emerged as a powerful economy, and the role that property developers had played in this is inevitable. Nevertheless, now the government wants to clean up what needs to be cleaned. They cannot sustain for long with giant real estate companies collecting debts and expanding without proper regulations. China's growth model is going through a paradigm shift, and Evergrande is the first one to bear the brunt. Nobody is expecting Chinese government to directly help Evergrande. The CCP would step in only if there is a major meltdown of other developers as well, which can pose serious economic risk. Many experts have the opinion that Evergrande is not too big to fail. The collapse of this giant can still be taken by the Chinese banking sector, and it won't cause much repercussions. Only at a stage where this issue causes a system instability, then the CCP might help the companies directly. A government bailout will only be a temporary solution, and CCP doesn't want that. Such a step will reduce the impact of the government's campaign to instill better financial discipline in the real estate sector. So as of now, the government is more concerned about protecting individual home buyers and the investors. They are open for negotiations and will provide funding to them if even necessary. The government wants things to naturally evolve and settle down without their interference. An organic course of action will help the economy to adjust itself and rearrange itself, which is going to settle things much better, instead of a direct step in. They say that Guangdong's local economy is so vast that Evergrande's fail is going to be insignificant. Now let's believe that for now. Now guys, I want you to tell me your thoughts in the comment section below this video about all this Evergrande issue. And please don't forget to like this video and press the subscribe button as well.